girls, we are going to continue reviewing for our MOY math that is next week. So we're going to do one of these examples together and then you can complete the other one. It says read each number sentence, circle true if you think it is correct or false if you think it's incorrect. I don't know where the true and false words are, so over here on the side I'm going to put a T and an F. T for true, F for false. So this says 10 minus 3 equals 8. So I know that I could show this one on my fingers, but in this box provided, it's there so that you can show your work. When you're at home, Miss James and I don't really know how you're thinking unless you show us your work. So 10 minus 3. So I'm going to draw 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then it says minus 3. So I'm going to take away 3. 1, 2, 3. And it says that it should equal 8. If I have 8 left over, I'm going to circle true because that means that 10 minus 3 equals 8. If I don't have 8 left over, that means it's false. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 equals 8? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to circle F for false. The next one says 11 equals 5 plus 6. So just like before, T and an F. You're going to look and you're going to draw 5. You might draw 6 more. If it equals 11, it's true. If not, it is false. This next example, I'm going to scoot you guys up so that we can see these examples big and clear. There are 8 boys and 5 girls on John's soccer team. There are 5 boys and 8 girls on his sister's soccer team. John says each team has the same number because he thinks 8 plus 5 and 5 plus 8 are the same thing. So, 8 and 5. So over here, I'm going to put a J for John, and I want to draw a line down the middle. I know that there are 8 boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to put a B for boy and 5 girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A G for girls. Then I'm going to count them to see how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So on John's team, there are 13 altogether. And I'm going to go to the other side. And I don't know his sister's name, so I'm just going to put an S for sister. 5 boys and 8 girls on his sister's team. So I'm going to put a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boys and 8 girls. So a G for girls, and I need 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know why it keeps doing that, so I'm just going to turn the volume down. Then I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there are 13 on John's team and 13 on the sister's team. So John said each team has the same number because he thinks that 8 plus 5 and 5 plus 8 are the same amount. So I think that I agree with John because 13 and 13 are the same amount. And we showed our picture. This next one talks about graphing different data about first graders' favorite sports. It says, look at the data about first graders' favorite sports. We have football, soccer, and baseball. So, how many students like soccer? In order to find that answer, all I have to do is look in the category next to soccer, count the soccer balls, and write the number in the blank. I'm just giving you the hints. You can do it on your own. What sport was liked the least? After I know how many I have here and in football and in baseball, I can easily find out how many or which sport was liked the least. And even just by looking at it, you can kind of see that there's only 5 baseball, so baseball was the least liked sport. How many students voted for football and soccer? So in order to figure out that answer, I would have to add those two numbers, all of the footballs and all of the soccer balls, to get how many liked football and soccer. How many more students like soccer than baseball? For that one, soccer over baseball, I would look at all the soccer balls, count them, subtract baseballs, and that would give me my answer. How many less students like baseball than football? I would also subtract on this one. I would subtract football. I would put football at the beginning. That's the number that would go first. And then subtract the number of baseball. This next one is pretty simple because all you have to do is solve the equations that are given. When you see this on your math, you need to make sure you are always looking at that sign. Always look at that sign. So this one says 1 plus 6. So 1 plus 6, you don't have to draw a picture for these. You can just write your answer. You might be able to do it on your fingers. You might have to do it on a separate sheet of paper. Then this one says 7 minus 5. Make sure you're checking those signs. Our next one, use a non-standard measurement tool to measure the rows below. Which one is longer? You can use any specific tool you have at home. These you will be able to slide over. You can either measure with a paper clip or you can measure with a cube. You are going to use one of them. So if you use a paper clip to measure the first one, you have to use a paper clip to measure the second one. If you use the cubes, you need to use the cubes on A and B. Don't switch it up and use one of each on either one. So then you would look, you can even just look at them and tell, but we want to make sure you're using one of the tools to show us. After you've given us which one is longer by circling, you're going to explain how you know. And your last example, look at the 3 lines, list them in order from longest to shortest. Make sure you see which one needs to come first. So longest, just by looking at those, I know the longest would be the B line. I'm not going to go with in between yet. I think the shortest is the C line. And then I can look. And I have B and C, so that must mean A is in between. After you've finished these review, or after you've looked at the review slides,